welcome. So I'm just going to wait a little bit. There are quite a few people who've signed up. This is so nice. This is so good. I've been feeling into this group. I'm feeling into everybody coming here. There's a lot of delightful longing, longing to remember who we are, and I love it because it means that there is movement. It means that you're wanting to open up to something new in you and with you, and you're daring to go there. The power. I mean, this is a topic. This is a topic that has been really, really growing with me the last days that I have Grimstad, Norway. Yes, that I have been preparing for this. It's been expanding in me. It's been expanding in everything I've seen and experienced in my sons. Without his knowing what I'm doing here, something in him has been triggered by this, the energy of this. Very interesting. We have basically an hour of stuff to do and to go through. And I'll be guiding breaths. I'll be guiding you through an awareness and a meditation. And then there's a powerful activation that wants to be sort of come through, if you want to put it that way, where there's an invitation to start opening that door in you that is completely safe, but we think that opening doors in us, in our hidden selves, can be frightening and dangerous. And I promise you, it is so gorgeous in there. There is no danger. It is absolutely beautiful. At the end, after the hour, I will stop the recording and open for a Q&A if anybody has any questions. I will also discuss a little bit with you and show you if you wanted to work more with this, whether we could do it together or something else that you can do for yourself. But I will give you some practices that you can take with you and start exploring for yourself to start really coming home and remembering who you are. So welcome to this beautiful hour, all of you, whether you're here live or in the replay. This topic of worth, why do we have to discuss that? Why do we have to talk about it? And I think it's because everybody here knows or feels or senses that somehow that got lost, and maybe you don't even believe it or you don't understand what it is. Why? What does it mean to be worthy? Worthy of what? We're going to go into that. I am an intuitive. I started opening up to my intuitive awareness, if you like, about 15 years, 16 years ago. And I've been working with clients ever since. And I was actually pulled into it by a longing in me there was something stopping me from expressing myself, from feeling good, from being me. I did not understand what it was, but I just happened to stumble upon an opportunity and I grabbed it. And ever since then, it's been a movement towards more awareness, more opening, more connection, and higher vibration in what I do. When I say vibration, it is from a place of feeling, sensing, seeing, knowing that we are all energy, we are all vibration, we are more than our physical senses, but even that is energy, and this is physics, right? Everything moves. But we are more. We are so much greater than that. And that the more I've been opening to this and expanding this, the more the power of that has become apparent to me, and the more I also see it in others. So what we do in ourselves reflects how we relate to others, but also how others can be seen by us. So doing our own work in this will expand our ability to connect to other people from a place of worth in ourselves, but also in seeing their worth. And that is so gorgeous when you get there, especially in your close relations. And as a parent, this has been very powerful for me. He's 19 now, so it's sort of, unfortunately, I didn't know this when he was a tiny little toddler, but he has his own journey. But I'm also a musician, and even in my music, coming to this place has allowed me to create from my heart rather than from fear. perform from my excitement and joy of sharing what I feel is right for me to share, whether it's in music, but also in this, rather than stepping onto stage afraid of not being good enough, of not being worthy. So this is where this whole sharing, this teaching, this exploring, this expansion, this connecting with you comes from. And before we go any further into it, I would invite you all to simply sit down comfortably as you can. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. It is a very powerful way of coming closer to yourself and simply relaxing into the moment. So I invite you to breathe, to close your eyes gently or soften your eyes down to the floor. And take a soft, deep inhale through the nose without forcing, without pushing. Breathing in and then holding it a little bit in there, noticing how the body feels, and then exhale, breathe out. Breathe in again through the nose. Hold it. And exhale through the mouth. Empty your lungs completely, as much as you can. And as you breathe in now, see if you can imagine that your whole body is receiving this beautiful air, oxygen, all the way through the body, and hold your breath and allow it to go all the way down to your feet, out to your fingertips, up to the top of the head. And hold it as long as you can, and then exhale through your mouth. Imagine letting go of any resistance, any worries, anything that is available for you to let go of right now. Whether you know what it is or not, doesn't matter. Just the intention. And allow your breath to find its own rhythm while you keep your eyes closed. And notice what happens in your body, in your emotions, when I tell you that you are worthy. And you can repeat it to yourself, I am worthy, a couple of times. And just notice, where does this sit in your body, if at all? Is there any tension, resistance, emotions that come up? Any feelings? Does it resonate with you? Does it feel right? Or does something in you reject it? And you don't want to spend too long on it. Just observe, because it's just an investigation into where you are right now, and then let it go. And you can take another breath if you want. Feel your feet on the ground, your hips in the seat, or your back on the, wherever you're resting. And notice your top of your head, your hands, where they're resting, and then gently open your eyes and come back to the space. Now I am curious. Could you feel that there was even a small speck of truth in that statement? If it's available for you to share in the chat, please do, because I would love to hear a little bit about what you experienced. And if there was some emotion that came up, or some pattern, some thoughts. A lot of us have a lot of resistance to this. Yes, exactly. This is very, very common and normal. And it is almost a little surprising that it is so normal, but it isn't surprising, and I'll share why. There's been some stress and there's some dizziness. And this is very, very common, very normal. Why? Now I'm going to tell you a premise. I'm going to share a premise. Some of you know this with my work. The premise is that we are more, as I also already mentioned, we're more than our physical beings. We are an essence. We are a soul, and it's a huge. It's part of creation, part of source energy, if you like. It's the part of you that speaks to you when you feel resonance, you feel you're in place. It's a part of you you connect to when you feel an impulse that brings you something that you, it's a knowing. It's the part of you that you feel connected to when you feel at peace in yourself, when you feel joyful, when you embrace someone, you feel a sense of love. And that part of you is free flowing. It is always worthy. It is your essence. However, having grown up in a world where people already have lost through generations, through experience, through a physical experience that has told us that everything isn't only a flow. We have to relate to the contrast, to the obstacles, to this physical world, to each other. We are all different, different aspects of the whole. And uh, most of us have grown up with teachers and parents who have themselves learned that they need to prove their worth. And so you are being taught because they do not understand, or they haven't been taught themselves, that we are all worthy in essence. There's nothing to prove. So we are taught to behave in a certain way in order to please others. We are taught to accomplish certain things, then you will get a reward. That is success. We are taught to look a certain way in order to be appreciated or admired. All these lessons, all these teachings that have become so big in our society, in our world, have little by little told us that it is not enough just to know your worth. In order to feel good with your mother, your father, your teachers, the people around you, you need to act a certain way so that they respond with kindness, with acceptance to you. Now, this has probably been going on for a lot of years. And that is the resistance that comes in when I try to say to you, and you try to say to yourself, I am worthy in myself. No, because you have been taught your patterns, your whole nervous system is geared into the belief system that you have to prove your worth. And when your whole nervous system is activated in this way and not able to, or given the chance to relax and truly feel the truth that you are worthy in your essence, in your core, simply because you're of creation, you're here, you're a powerful force of creation, of life force, and you are divine, you're of the divine. This is my premise. And whether you believe this or not, I can tell you that feeling worthy in and of yourself feels good. Feeling that you have to prove yourself usually doesn't feel very good. And your body will reflect that. It will own that. It will have learned it. It will repeat it. It will keep living that belief system until you learn how you can guide both your nervous system and your belief system back to your nature, to your belief that you are worthy, you are beautiful. And I can feel you all. I know this is part of having opened up to my intuitive awareness, is feeling what's behind the structures. I see the structures and I feel what's behind. And what is behind is glorious. You're all there. Now, the resistance comes when you are in opposition with your nature. So your emotions of not being worthy, of having to prove yourself, of being in this tension physically, in your nervous system, in your mind, of not knowing whether you're good enough, you are enough. That creates the dizziness, the nervousness, the stress, the fear, and then the loop starts. Your nervous system will continue until you get exhausted. The whole body gets exhausted. You get dispositions for tensions and pains and all sorts of things. You don't have to work as many years in order to come home to yourself. And I'm going to guide you through some techniques, and I'm going to guide you through this activation that can help you to reconnect. Our imagination, our ability to listen, to wonder, is powerful in connecting us. Your imagination, your inner language, is part of your greater language. It allows you to truly connect to that unseen part of you that knows and sees everything, even things you wouldn't believe in. And even if this is not something you can completely own, the fact that you are a wonderful, great energy being, infinite being, manifested in this body, um, these practices will help you. And they will help you to start to gently and little by little, as much and as fast as is available for you, wherever you are in life, to accept and acknowledge that feeling good about yourself is available to you and it is allowed. And sometimes we fall back into our old patterns and disbeliefs and feel dizzy or nervous until we start to trust that allowance and we start to live with it and breathe it and we start to express it and we start to make choices from it and we start to choose that which I know is right for me because it resonates with me, because I recognize that feeling that I am now practiced that is my guidance. Your guidance when something feels like relief. It doesn't have to be exhilarated joy. It doesn't have to be inner peace, even a sense of relief. And you're there, a sense of relief. Ah, finally, that is a sense of coming a little closer to myself. Welcome, Maria. We've started on the topic, we've done 3 breaths, and we've tested a little bit about what happens when you are asked to think about or reflect on the statement, I am worthy. And we talked about the resistance that comes in that. But I've also, as I said, I can see what's behind, or rather, what is in the center, in your heart, your core. Energy, creation, power, love. So we're going to do a little bit of a focus practice that I know some of you have done here with me before. If you're going to explore and experience how available this is for you, and just try to stay with the observing, the acknowledgement without judgment, because your inner or higher being, as I often call it, this greater you, never judges you. It is always in acceptance of wherever you are because you are on the move. You're on a journey. So I'd like you now to, again, gently think of something. Gently close your eyes. And you can think of something either in yourself, if available for you, that gives you a good feeling, either something that you physically have in your body, or maybe something that you managed to do for yourself that really brought this beautiful feeling in you, or you can actually focus on something outside you. We'll use outside experiences in order to connect with the emotion it evokes in us. So what is it maybe outside you that evokes this feeling of something gentle, something warm, something soft, kind, something loving? Maybe it's a person, maybe it's an embrace, maybe it's music. Music is always a beautiful, beautiful way of connecting. Maybe it's something you like to eat or drink, something you like to do that just gives you that little piece of, oh, here I am with myself. Maybe it's just being with yourself for a moment. Maybe that's too hard for you. Maybe it's being with somebody. Now, I'd like you, if you found this, if you haven't yet, just keep wondering. Maybe you can just think of a beautiful cat or a picture of a beautiful baby or something that sort of brings a smile to you, something that really lifts you out of yourself and your worries about not being worthy, but just something that feels cool, good. Notice where it is in your body, what it does in your body, what sensations come. Any emotion, how does the emotion feel? And if it starts to get a little messed up or confused and that you can't stay there very long, that's all right. Just take a breath and come back to that one initial feeling. Try to purify the experience. We're going to do it as long as you can manage, but the task, the exercise here is to prolong it a little bit longer than you're used to. Because we're used to thinking of something and somebody and we go past it and then we go back to our old worries. This time, you are given permission to indulge, to milk it, to taste it like a sweet or a delicious something. What is it? And where does it resonate in your body? And imagine now that this resonance starts to vibrate a little bit further in your body, maybe like a sun starting to radiate out, so that it starts to activate more of your cells, more of your muscles, more of your nervous system, a little bit more. And I can feel the energy moving here. It's beautiful. And if you feel any resistance, any dizziness, that's fine. Just take a breath, come back to the initial moment, the initial space, and notice. And if any other images, any other ideas, suddenly you remember something else that resonates in that way in you, bring that into. Add as much as you can in that feels that way. And anything that comes and disturbs it, come back, take a breath, come back to the initial feeling. And allow yourself to simply float in it as much as you can right now. And we're going to stay a little bit longer. And now I would like you to observe and notice in yourself what happened. And then come back to your body, come back to the space. Take a deep breath, open your eyes. And when you're ready, I'd like to know if the chat now is working, whether you're connected to something. And I'd like to just a yes or a no. You don't have to share. You can if you want. Yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You got calmer, beautiful. That is alignment. That is your worth. That is your connection to your natural worth speaking. That's all it is. Being worthy is being calmer. It's being a little bit more delightful in a moment. So being worthy is not something you need to do or get. It is who you are. And when you start giving yourself that little extra time to feel good about being in the moment, whether you use an external experience or you find something in yourself that you've either done that you accomplished for yourself, not because somebody asked you, or that you appreciate in yourself, that's a little bit difficult to access for many people still. But if you're there and you feel that, I love this. Oh, that was nice. Maybe even I get lots of goosebumps. I'm getting lots now, actually, because I'm feeling this vibration. That is also, wow, energy shifting. That's all you need to do, really. Now, the thing is, though, we have many patterns that tend to stop us from doing this for ourselves because we still have our patterns very active in our system and in our nervous system, telling us that yeah, it was a flake. It was just a moment. She's telling, how can you do that? How can I shift from feeling negative and tired and not worthy to suddenly feeling happy every moment of the day? You can't, but you can find ways of coming back to that moment. And every time you do that a little bit more, you practice that muscle, you give more space to it, and the other patterns get less space. You cannot have both active at the same time. So that's sort of the simple answer. Most of us will not be able to do this regularly for ourselves every day until we've got to a place where we know that we can do it and we trust ourselves in it. So what do we do? Well, I'm going to give you a practice of breath. And some of you might have actually had this before, but I'll repeat it because it's a grounding breath practice. And why do I go to the grounding, to the earth element? Well, Mother Earth is powerful. She creates and she's worthy. She's more worthy than anybody can imagine simply because she is. She never stops reproducing, recreating, expanding, reaching for her expansion. No matter what we do, she has power. She pulsates her own power. And whether you believe that she has a heart or whatnot, doesn't matter. The proof is all around us. Every tree knows, it doesn't question its worth. It's there, it's worthy, it's expansive. It reaches for the sky, it reaches for the sun, it reaches for the water, it reaches its roots down. And the more the roots reach down or out, the taller the tree can stretch and the wider the crown can. There's a balance. So when we connect to our grounding, to the earth and the body in this way, in this calm way, trusting that our body can hold us, we can allow ourselves to move more freely, to expand more freely, to express ourselves naturally in our worth. Feeling grounded with your feet on the ground allows you to rest a little bit, to feel the relief of being, to trust. And that makes you feel better, doesn't it? And when you feel better, you're in contact with your worth, with who you are. So there's a meditation or a breath that we call a meditation to totally recharge you. It's called from the Kundalini yoga. And what we do is we simply clench our fists like this and bring our arms forward with our thumbs up. And there's a V space in between, and the focus is on the V. And then we're going to breathe. And we breathe in, counting to 5 through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. And you hold it at the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you breathe out to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do that a couple more rounds. When you notice your hips relaxing, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your focus on the space between the thumbs while you hold for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your shoulders lowered. One last time. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And shake your hands and your shoulders. The thumbs are known in Chinese medicine to be the earth element. And so one thing is focusing on the element and the earth element. That is also, in a way, a belief system and grounding yourself and feeling. But the other thing that this does, any breath practice actually, is it brings your focus away from everything that is chaos in your head or that goes haywire there, and all your old patterns and belief systems and everything you're trying to control and everything you're trying to prove. It brings you into the moment. And when you're in the moment, your connection to your essence is allowed space, your connection to your heart, your core. And when you do this, you will find that your body starts to settle. And you can start to repeat the statement, I am worthy, with more and more presence and calm. So I would invite you to do this for a minute, up to 3 minutes every day. 3 or 4 rounds is 1 minute. And if you feel that it is available for you and doesn't trigger you too much, afterwards you can go to the mirror and speak to yourself. Look yourself square in the eye and say, I am worthy. And see how it feels. And if it's not available, if it's too hard for you to do that, don't worry about it. Do the breath for a bit longer. And then one day, something in you will say, I'm going to go look at myself in the mirror now. And I'm going to remind myself that in my essence, I am worthy. So let's see. Okay, it disappeared a little bit. So, okay, what I've just done is we've done the breath practice. You can see it in the replay later. And then afterwards, I invite you to do the I am worthy in the mirror to yourself, to keep reminding yourself of it. That's one thing, but also to see where are you now in relation to that truth, because it is a truth. And you're just going to have to either take my word for it or take the indication that you're here as the word for it. Because if you come to this, something in you has pulled you towards connecting more to this awareness in you. There is a guidance in you. There is a part of you that knows who you are, that knows your worth, that pulls you, gives you clues, gives you hints. It is this seeking for relief is what causes us to do a lot of things that can be destructive, such as maybe drinking too much alcohol or whatever it is. Because we have this longing in us because it's our nature. And as I said, it doesn't have to take long and it doesn't have to be hard work, but it does take a little bit of focus, awareness, and practice in the beginning. Gentle with yourself. That is the kindness. Exploring the difference between what feels good in me and giving that little extra time and what is it I have been believing. I used to be full of self-loathing, of self-control, I would arrest myself constantly with everything I did. Only when I started to open to this awareness, to the greater aspect of me, could I begin to connect to this sense of being worthy no matter what. And I had that reflection. I'm going to share that now with you about my son as he was questioning himself yesterday. And I wanted to fix him because I got distressed by it. Because as a parent, you want your child to feel good, generally. But if it's not accessible to you, you're not able to trust that they will find it. So you try to fix it, or you try to disturb it, or you try to tell them what to do or how to be. Now, I started there yesterday. It just got worse. Went into a meditation. And a meditation is also another beautiful way of reconnecting, meditating on your breath, focusing on your breath until your thoughts start fading away because your focus is so present. And I realized, I'd forgotten to be in my own connection. I'd forgotten to trust that I am fine, all is well. He is worthy, and he will find that through this contrast, through this frustration, perhaps, but he will find it because it is his essence, it's his truth. And I can show him that by aligning with myself, by honoring my own joy of connecting or own peace of connecting with my worth and remembering who I am. So not only does that make it's safe for him to deal with his own stuff without my imposing my things on him, but it also shows him that it's possible to find ways of readjusting your belief system, the way you think about yourself, so that you remember, in essence, who you are. And more, he's actually coming and saying, "Oh, I didn't like that. I don't want to go there. I'm choosing this because that feels better." That is his guidance. That is your guidance. When it feels better, you're in alignment with your worth. And this you're just going to have to trust me on. Now, I know it takes time and it is a journey for most of us because we still battle with ourselves. We think we have to fix ourselves. We think we have to fix ourselves into being worthy. We do not. It's what we've been taught. It's what we've been shown, that we're not worthy unless we do certain things. But Your essence is pure creation. It's powerful, it's beautiful, it's light, it's color, it's incredibly worthy, or it's just simply worthy. And there's no question about it in that place. So I'm now going to guide you through an activation. And this, as those of you who've worked with me know, this is energy work, but it also invites your imagination into play. So I don't know if there's somebody here who does not have or relate to their own inner images, or are we all good with that? Do we all know that we can imagine things, see things in our minds? We all do. Yeah. Okay. Good. So I'm going to invite you now to get as comfortable as you can. And yes, you might fall asleep in this, and that's only a sign that there's some resistance in you that is not allowing you quite to absorb with your mind or your whole consciousness what is coming through. That's okay. Just let it work, and it'll come into your subconscious or into your energy will still be there, and you can listen to it later in the replay because I'll send that out to you. So I invite you now to get as comfortable as you can, trusting that it's safe, even if you fall asleep, like somebody said in the beginning that they had last time. And then I invite you to gently feel the feet, either on the ground or wherever they're resting. Feel your hips, your spine, back of your neck, back of your head, the top of your head. Notice your belly, your solar plexus, your chest, your shoulders, your arms and hands, your throat, your face. And if anything calls for your attention because it's a little tense and wants to maybe have a little extra permission to release a little more, and just go there with your mind, your awareness, and say with your inner voice, it's okay, you can let go. And even if you don't think you can, just the intention is enough. And I'd like you now to imagine the two hemispheres of your brain as two sort of muscles, almost like closed fists, that are finally allowed to open up and breathe and relax. And you're going to invite in whatever comes from your inner and higher being, guided through my voice, but with your images, that can allow you to come that much closer to your heart, your light, your center. And imagine now that this wisdom, this energy that is you, that flows through your body, that is also your body as an expression, it brings a color to your awareness, maybe a light, like liquid light flowing through you. Perhaps it flows through from the top of your head, perhaps it flows through your ears or eyes, your third eye between your eyebrows, perhaps through your spine, the soles of your feet, palms of your hands. Perhaps it simply is in your body, whatever shows up for you. Just allow it to move through you. Observe whatever your imagination is showing you, go with it. Allow your imagination to guide you, to show you where your light, your color wants to flow right now, touching what part of your body that wants a little extra attention. Allow it to flow without trying to control. Just observe. It's as if you're watching this beautiful animated movie. allowing this light to flow through your body, maybe even beyond your body. Maybe it flows out from your body, surrounds you, whizzes around you, or gently moves around you, clearing your whole space from all the old cobwebs from the past that you are ready to let go of right now. Maybe it moves up into your mind, your brain. Maybe it gently softens the old patterns that you don't need anymore because you're now seeking ways of knowing your worth. And I'd like you now to imagine that this liquid light or this color leaves your body. It's like a guiding torch or a candle or a lamp or a flowing animated light. And it's leading you forward onto a path. Notice the path. Is it in the forest, on the plains? Is it grassy? Is it stony? Are there obstacles, or is it wide and open? And it illuminates a new step every time it moves forward, so that you can start moving with it, following it. And if it feels a little nervous to follow this light, not knowing where it's going to take you, just bring your awareness to your heart, knowing that this is your heart guiding you to what is safe for you. Your heart in the form of an imaginary light. Your essence. And this light is going to take you to a river or a canyon, to the edge of a cliff. And it's going to show you that if you dare to follow the light, it will create the bridge to the other side, where the grass is green, and where you have evolved into a person who knows herself that much more to be worthy. But you need to dare to follow that light a little bit, to trust that it is safe. And as you allow that light, maybe it even communicates with you, maybe it's animated, and it's beckoning you to come, to trust it, almost reaching out a hand for you to hold, showing you that it is safe, and it will illuminate every step for you, showing you the bridge that is there already, although you haven't been able to see it because you've been so busy looking at the storming river or the gorge of the canyon. But the bridge is there, and you suddenly notice that it's there. Does it look safe or not? Allow the light, the color, to show you that the bridge is created for you. It is safe. And as you take a step onto it, you see that it holds you. And you can hold on to the sides and see if you can manage to trust to take another step as the light illuminates the next step. And watch the unfolding of the bridge. It gets stronger with every step you take. Use your imagination. Trust that you are actually, with your intention, your energy, and this light, you are strengthening and building that bridge. Making it yours. It's there for you to step into the next chapter of your life where you can feel a little bit more freer. And that knowing is so alluring to you, you cannot stop. You know there will be a sense of relief on the other side. There will be peace, creation. So you follow the steps, and you're almost there, way past middle, the middle of the river or the gorge. And you're starting to see the bank on the other side or the edge of the cliff on the other side. And the light is illuminating the bridge for you, and it's bringing you safely onto the other side. And you can let go of the bridge. You don't need to go back there anymore. It served its purpose of bringing you across to the side where you find the nourishment that you naturally deserve and know how to access. It's the nourishment of enjoying, of creating, of expanding, of wandering, of exploring your sensations, finding new flowers, new fruits that you've never seen before that grow on this other side. And you know intuitively which ones you can taste and which you can't, because it is in your guidance. That one feels good. I'm going to take a bite of that one. That one, I'm going to leave. That doesn't feel right. That can serve somebody else's purpose. And there is a flower that I know I can pick up. It's for me. Notice the color, the structure, the size, the scent. But those plants I'm not going to touch because they will maybe make me feel some sort of a pain, disturbance, discomfort. And you start to trust that you, because you know what feels right for you, you choose that which resonates for you. And you gather your gifts, your treasures, you put them in a basket or in some sort of a carrier. And you bring the sensation of gathering these gifts into your heart, the abundance, the availability, your ability to notice and to receive them, to open to them. This is your worth speaking to you. This is your nature. Feel your feet on the ground where you are. Notice the feet on the ground. Are you barefoot? Are you wearing shoes? Can you still feel the connection to the foundation of the new chapter of your life? Can you feel your roots as they lengthen down into the ground, drinking up the nourishment of the earth, the energy, the creation, the power, the permission to be you and to reach up to the sky like a tree and to reach your arms out like a tree, to feel the breeze, the wind, to receive it, even the storm, as your feet are anchored in the ground. And your light, the color that guided you, has now returned into your heart, radiating, streaming through your body in a column from your heart down through your body, down through your feet into the ground, and up through your throat, through your head, up into the universe, the divine, the unseen, but the wisdom that you can access when you listen, when you open up, when you remember who you are. Allow yourself to breathe deeply as you can manage. Just breathe in. Receive the oxygen through your body. Hold the breath a little bit and stay in the moment, feeling the connection as much as you can in the moment. It's more than enough. And then breathe out. Breathe down into the feet, through the feet into the ground. You can start coming back to the space, recognizing yourself, your body, which is your expression here in this life. Your tool for sensing, exploring, expanding, learning, releasing, breathing, loving, embracing. And you can stroke your arms a little bit, your chest, maybe your face in a kind gesture. This is me being worthy. This is who I am, in essence. And gently, in your own time, come back to the space, open your eyes. And notice how you're feeling. You're welcome to share, but you can also just sit with it for yourself. There's no pressure here. You have embarked on a beautiful journey of little by little coming more and more home to yourself, to who you are. Whether you believe it or not, you have. Even this, what you've shown, what I've felt in you today, whew, beautiful. So I'm going to soon stop the recording and invite you in to ask any questions or share any comments that I will not have in the recording for later. And if you at any point want to explore more, I'm going to put a few links in for you. Just so that there's a link there to book a discovery call if you want to share where you are and explore with me how and if you want to move even more into this material. I have a few ways of working with this. There's also a link to actually explore the 3-month mentorship that I've created now, that I see one of you here who've been there. And there's an email address, because if you're curious, you're welcome, Anita, you're welcome. If you're curious about any of this, any of work, any way of exploring this further, you can send me an email. If any of you want to work with me, and I'm just going to put this out there, I've decided any sort of people who join these masterclasses, you get a 10% discount on everything that's on my website, but you need to send me an email about it, and I can send you a link. So having said that, I simply want to acknowledge you for being here, for taking the time, for joining this, for sharing your energy with me and with everybody, and for truly showing up for yourself, for daring to follow that pull in you that knows that there is an opening waiting for you in you, that is that sense of worth, of being worthy, of knowing yourself worthy, so that you start to live your life with a full expression of you, maybe little by little in the beginning until you dare to trust it. But when you get there, it's just a beautiful, beautiful space to be in. So I urge you to continue exploring, to continue expanding, to continue wondering where you can find this sense in you that knows who you are. And if you do the breath, the activation, you don't have to even think about anything, just do that. Oh, I'm glad you love that. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, Ntyashti, thank you. So you do that breath, it allows your nervous system to calm down, to help you in this process. And then if you manage to go to the mirror and tell yourself that you are worthy, or even, I love you, which to some can be even harder. Lisa Nichols did this. She's a great speaker, and motivator. And she was told when she was in school that she should never speak in public and she should never write anything. She should be a secretary. She's written many books and she's one of the biggest speakers out there. She stood in front of the mirror and told herself, I love you, I am worthy. I love you, I am worthy. She cried, the emotions came out. She did not give up on herself. So it's a powerful practice for reconnecting to what you actually can do. Because when you remember who you are, there is no limit to what you can create and do and be. Your dreams come from someplace, they come from you. And that's when you can start moving towards them. So the breath with the thumbs, the mirror, and always, of course, the replay. Listen to the meditation if and whenever you're ready for it. And if you want to, again, reach out, I'd love to hear from you.